This thought vlog is on Cary and Peter Hingley's The Change Makers. In their book they outline 7 keys to success. The first is childhood. The theme is one of loss and deprivation. The feeling of rootlessness, disorientation and loneliness, but through that building a strength through survival. As Jeremy Isaacs Chief of Channel 4 said, "We were strangers in the part of the country that we went to, and I think the strangeness of being an evacuee coupled with the strangeness of being Jewish in rural Scotland meant that I always felt a little apart from my contemporaries, and always wanted to be recognised as a success by them, and indeed over and above them if I could manage it." The second key to success is loner or independence. As Lord Longford said, "Yes, I am very much a loner in this sphere. Initiating change. I have a wide circle of social acquaintances, but these are not close friends. I only have a few really close friends. So I think on the whole, anyone who is an individual agent of change and who is involved in this sort of social change must be, by definition, a loner. I certainly am." Third, motivation. As Sir Michael Edwards said, "All change agents have one thing in common. They all have drive." On the theme of belief systems, John Harvey Jones said, "I don't know anybody who has really been improved by success. One of the personal things that I have set myself is to realize that I will have to live with myself when I leave this job, and I am desperately intent to preserve my integrity as a person. I don't mean that in any sort of holy sense. Quite simply, I want to preserve my fullness as a person so that I leave this job hopefully the same sort of person that started it, and ideally a little bit better. That is very important to me." On the importance of early responsibility in their careers, Sir Peter Parker had this to say: "Find training situations where they do find themselves up the creek sans paddle, sans corporate policy, sans corporate plan, and encourage them. Encourage them to trust their own judgment, and encourage them to realize that this factor is there, lying dormant within. It is rather an exciting factor, and it can make one hell of a difference. That is what maddens me, is what maddens people about this country. Think of the war, El Alamein, if you credit Brigadier Williams, he must have been in his late 20s. If you think of the bastard enemy, well, Himmler was in charge at 33, and Heydrich was only about 27. In peacetime we simply don't recognize how ready people are to take on responsibility and how stretchy they really are." John Harvey Jones, the chairman of Imperial Chemical Industries, said, "If I thought the job required doing something unpopular to my superiors, I've never hesitated in advocating it yet. I've always tried to advocate it and fight it in a sensitive and sensible way. I've not said, look, the only thing you can do is this, and by Christ I'm resigning if you don't do it, but I've fought and approached the problem in different ways, gone on and on and on, trying to make something happen. And that's been more important to me than my bosses saying to me, 'My God, John, you're doing a great job.'" 7. People skills. Sir Peter Parker said, "One of my greatest strengths is that I can communicate. It is an absolutely essential skill in my work, as everyone must be clear as to my aims and intentions. British Rail was so big, so ancient, so vast, and so set in its ways that it was like trying to change the Grenadier Guards. Involvement and communication is the only one. I spend 2 days out of my office a week, meeting as many people as I can on the system. In my early 2 years, I used to speak to 8 or 9 meetings a day, video stuff, get it around, talk to the chaps, let them ask you anything, but be real to them. Stop and talk to as many characters as you can wherever you are, on the system. Break the reporting lines, break the hierarchies, break the systems that breed bureaucracy.